Here's Adam.
Thanks very much, Sharon, for the invitation. I'd like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri, the traditional owners of the land, and acknowledge that sovereignty has never been ceded. And we're never going to get anything right in this country until we acknowledge that fact and deal with it. Now, I am very, very pleased to be associated with this Jobs with Justice campaign, and fantastic work on everyone on getting this out in the paper, and the list of names down the bottom. If you haven't read it, it's worth having a read of it because it shows just how many people are getting behind the campaign to stop the intervention and to say the only way that we're going to redress injustice in this country is not by more injustice of taking away people's rights, but it's by giving people back the rights they always had from the beginning. And that's a very fundamental point that we need to get right from the start. Now, already so far in this Parliament, I'm not going to call it the new paradigm, but in this Parliament, if there's one thing you can look at from the election results and take a bit of heart, it's that the major parties who supported the Northern Territory intervention, neither of them won, which is, I think, a very good result. And we're very pleased that when you look around the country, especially in the Northern Territory, where we had Warren H. Williams running as our Senate candidate, and where we've been campaigning on a number of issues, including opposing the intervention from the beginning and around the Muckaty waste dump. In some of those key areas, including in Warren Snowden's electorate, where he's the Minister for Aboriginal Health, his vote went down and ours and that of pro-Indigenous candidates went up by around about 40%. And a very, very clear message is being sent to the major parties and to this new government that people increasingly don't want the intervention. And there's a number of very good reasons for that, and a number of reasons that it was opposed from us from the beginning. The first and foremost is that it's racist. Any intervention that requires the suspension of the Racial Discrimination Act is by definition racist. And I'll tell you what, it's not going to get any better just by the Labor Party moving to address that by saying, well, we knew income management was wrong and was racist when it was practiced only in the Northern Territory. So our solution is to now change the law so that income management can be rolled out everywhere. That doesn't make it any less racist, it makes it more wrong, because we're now going to have more people suffering the same injustices that have been brought upon the people in the Northern Territory. And on basics, we don't need basics card, we need basic human rights. It's very, very simple. Yes. And one of the things that is also becoming very, very clear is that this new intervention regime has been built on the back of the destruction of the CDEP, and we're getting to the point where Indigenous Australians are no longer, as when they're caught up in this program, no longer having real jobs and the dignity that comes with the right to control your own money and control your own work, but we're having effectively forced labour. And we need to understand that that's what it is. And I'm very, very proud that there's so many people here who are behind getting that message out. And I'm very, very proud that we're now getting to the stage where we can take advertisements out in the national paper to get that. And I will do everything I can in Parliament to make people understand exactly what is going on in the Northern Territory.